Hey guys, Sam here. In this video I'd like to go over a couple of things that changed from my last video of what to do when you hit 70, which I'll put up in the corner if you haven't seen that yet, as well as some general updates that happened in the past week and how to get the new Frostbrood ProtoWyrm. Each of the sections are bookmarked so you can skip to the sections that interest you the most. From my last video, I let you guys know you could queue up for Battlegrounds at the Battle Masters in Shattrath and various other major cities, but now you can do it from anywhere. You can still do it at the Battle Masters if you want, but Blizzard decided to add in a queue from anywhere functionality, which is what a lot of the community was asking for. I think this is a really good change so that we can continue questing or working on our professions while we wait in between queues instead of sitting around AFK in the city. You can access this new queue by going to the PvP tab, then selecting Battlegrounds. A word of advice before you enter the Battleground, I would make sure that if you're flying, you land before you accept. There has been a bug where when you come out dismounted and fall to your death. This did happen to me, but luckily I was close enough to the ground that I didn't die. I also let you guys know the planned schedule for the zombie plague and the Scourge invasion events. Blizzard put out a very large blue post about how this was pretty much a disaster, and that bad old code along with human error made that timeline incorrect. The Scourge invasion technically started on time last week, but they did not understand that internally and did not communicate the correct times to us. The timers also got messed up when they created new realms, like the one I'm on, Aranicus, so those realms were on different timers too. The zombie plague event ended early, which they said was another mistake, but many people were pretty unhappy with the event due to how disruptive it was anyway. Turns out a lot of people just wanted to sell their stuff on the auction house and talk to the battle masters and vendors, and it was particularly disruptive on mega servers with how laggy massive numbers of players and zombies was. It still did turn out some amusing stuff though. I put a link to a Reddit video I found quite funny for zombies causing mayhem. They also had issues with all calendar invasions not working, and their initial fixes for it caused realm instability, but it should be working properly now. They've let us know that they've essentially rebuilt the entire invasion because all of the issues they ran into with the old timers, and that they should be able to start and stop things independently to work correctly going forward. The new timers, according to them, are that the Scourge invasions will now go all the way up until launch on September 26th at 3 p.m. PDT. The Plague Cure quests are now available and have been since maintenance ended on the 13th. These will also be available until launch. I actually extended this portion to allow as many people as possible to participate. On September 19th at 12 a.m. PDT, the last chapter begins and cities come under attack from the Scourge, as well as other RP events. This also lasts until the launch. Blizzard decided to release a free mount, the Frostbrood ProtoWyrm, to its players last week, which was pretty cool. If you already have it or know how to get it, feel free to skip ahead. I just have still seen quite a few people, both in-game and online, confused about how and where they receive it, so I'll clear that up here, especially since the server situation is a little weird. The Frostbrood ProtoWyrm is only usable in Shadowlands Retail WoW. You do not receive it to use in Classic WoW. As cool as it would have been to have a Classic version, kinda like the Netherstalkers and Kite mounts have two versions, they only made it available for retail usage. To get the mount, you need to create a DK on Wrath of the Lich King Classic Realm and complete the Death Knight starting zone. Unlike in Original Wrath, in this version you do not need to already have a character leveled up to 55 for the first Death Knight that you make. Everyone can just log on to a normal server on Classic Wrath of the Lich King and make one level 55 Death Knight, even if you haven't played. You cannot get more than one on a server, and if you decide to make a second Death Knight on a different server, you would need to level a character to 55 first there. A note on selecting a server for this if you haven't played it all yet. You cannot make a DK on a Fresh Start server, which is a new server type that Blizzard released purely for people starting leveling from 1 that wanted fresh economies for Wrath. The fresh servers as of today are Angerforge, Skyfury, and Maladath for North America, and Jindo, Ithakal, and Giant Stalker for EU. You would only be able to make a DK here once you get another character to 55. Aside from fresh start servers, you'll also see some locked servers which are at player capacity or have special transfer rules, so you won't be able to make new characters there either unless you already have characters there. Server pop in Classic has been, well, poppin', to put it lightly, so if you're only interested in getting this mount, I'd suggest picking the lowest population server you can find, as destinations like Benediction have had upwards of 5-hour queue times. The starting zone only takes a handful of hours and ends with a pretty neat Battle for Light's Hope chapel with a lot of great historical WoW characters. You'll then go to Stormwind or Orgrimmar, depending on your faction, where you will be pelted with fruit and mocked by citizenry to hand in your quests Where Kings Walk for Alliance or War Chief's Blessing for Horde, and then you're done. Log into Retail WoW, go to your collections, and you'll see a gift wrap mount in the mount tab for you that turns into the Frostbrood ProtoWyrm. I think it's a very nice looking mount and is cool to have players able to just earn it by going through what I consider to be a pretty interesting quest line. As a lot of you may know by now, Blizzard has a server problem. A lot of the biggest servers have queues over 15,000 during prime time, and we haven't even gotten to launch yet. They made a large blue post, which I'll put in the description, letting us know that, quote, "There is no technology solution to this. There is no hardware solution to this. This situation will not improve when Wrath of the Lich King Classic launches on September 26th. It will only get worse." That's a pretty grim outlook, huh? Well, my personal opinion is that this is a lie, and it might be more along the lines of they don't think the cost of the solution is worth it, they don't have the team or know how to implement it, or that the solution would not be implemented fast enough. It's neither here nor there. They've shown where they stand. We will either need to be okay with the long queues or move to a new realm, a painful situation for people who have already paid to transfer off realms that died before. At this point, they've set clear expectations for us that they will not be increasing capacity to fix the problem. Because of this, Blizzard has taken a different approach and decided to lock many of the servers, such as Benediction, and not allow new people to join the server. They instead offer FCM or free character moves to select servers. They have noted, though, that they may turn these off at any time or limit the transfers to only Horde or Alliance to try to achieve some type of faction balance. They have been turning off and on transfers to Sulfuris all week, and people have been saying that they already have small queues starting up there. The servers that have had FCM open up to them have been filling very quickly, so if you want to move to a specific server, you may want to do it soon. They even went so far as to open up new FCM-only realms like Aranicus, where I've decided to move one of my characters to avoid the massive queues. You can't just make a character here, you have to transfer off of one of the mega servers using FCM, which is an interesting approach. Some people noted that this may also prevent a lot of bots because you have to have a very specific set of conditions met to come here. I guess that's to be seen, but it's an interesting thought. So far, Aranicus has been steadily growing with players coming from Fairlina, Benediction, and Grobulus, and I'm pretty positive about the health of it going into Wrath. Unfortunately, it does seem like there is a bug not allowing some players to transfer here at the moment, or preventing character boost here. Hopefully that clears up soon, but I'll put the blue post links for you to follow along with in the description. Fresh Start Realms unfortunately got the shaft for a bit, since they had large queues but nowhere to transfer to. They opened up 2 new realms this week to alleviate that, since they had also closed new character creations on Skyfury. If you want to play on a Fresh Start realm, you can now play on Angerforge or Maladath on North America, or Jindo on EU. Even with all of this going on, at the very least I can say I'm glad that Blizzard is at least communicating with us what's happening, or that they're looking into things instead of silence. The last thing I wanted to leave you with is the global release schedule for Wrath Classic, which will launch globally on September 26, 3 p.m. PDT. They've given us a nice little infographic to show what this looks like across the globe. So that's all the news and updates I have for the past week, and I hope you all enjoyed the video. If so, please like and sub so I can continue to make more. I do also plan on making a more in-depth video of what you can do in the Scourge invasion in the next day or so, so keep an eye out for that. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.